you guys? It's Faye the Cosmic Love. Right now I'm just going to do a short video for you guys. This is part one of a short parenting series that I'm going to be doing, and I want to talk about your upbringing. As a lot of you guys know, I'm a mother of 7, okay, and that doesn't come without its challenges, okay? Many people go into parenting without fully grasping what parenting is. Now, when you come to terms with the fact that now you're taking care of an entirely other life other than yours, and that's the life that you're responsible for other than yours, there's no parent, I think, that in their head they can't wait to be a sucky parent. You know, every parent wants to be a good parent. And when you have kids, nobody gives you a manual on how to be a good parent. Hey, honey bun. No one gives you a manual on how to be a good parent. It's a step-by-step process. I get a lot of people who message me, who write me and stuff like that, telling me how great of a parent I am. And of course, that definitely strokes my ego, but they don't see what I go through every day. They don't live with me. They don't live with my kids, you know. And of course, the proof is in the pudding. You know, they see my children and they see the way my children behave, and so for them, okay, you know, she must be a great parent because, you know, her kids are awesome. But I don't see it that way. You know, of course I do the best I can, but it's an ongoing process. So the beginning of a parenting process, and this should definitely, for all of you guys who are watching this right now or will be watching this in the future, the parenting process starts before you have children. You know, you really need to look at your upbringing. To be an awesome parent, you have to be willing to live in love. You know, because these children are not consciously making the decision to live here right now, to be birthed by you. But you did make the conscious decision to bring them into this world. So the least you owe them is a healthy and whole childhood. I'm sure there's nobody out there who wants to raise children that need to recover from their childhood as adults. Okay? So you need to really look at your upbringing, how you were raised, and ask yourself if the way that you were raised aligns with absolute love, because 9 out of 10 times it doesn't. Okay, a lot of us say, hey, you know, my parents did a good job because look at me, I'm fine. And these will be the same people who can't hold who can't be in a healthy whole relationship. These are the same people who get drunk every single weekend, who self-medicate. These people who go around saying, you know, my parents did a good job because look at me, I'm fine. These are the same people with high blood pressure, you know, who spaz out at the littlest thing. These are the same people with ridiculous amounts of road rage or hatred against animals. You're not fine, okay? There's nothing about that that's fine. You just don't realize that you need to recover from your upbringing. Okay? Being an angry, bitter, dramatic person doesn't make you fine. Okay? You might love your parents, and I'm sure your parents did the best job that they could do. But that doesn't mean that you should continue the cycle. Okay? Because you're not fine. So step 1 is realizing that you're not fine. You need help. You need to look at the way that you were raised and what you can do differently. Okay? Because these children didn't come into the world to get their ass beat because you can't find your purse. These kids didn't come into the world to be used as pawns in your relationship with your baby daddy. That's something that you need to think about. And for all of you guys out there that are already parents, you need to take a step back. You need to spend a few months just sitting there reflecting on all the aspects of your childhood that you hated. All the things that your parents did to you that you hated. All the things that they allowed to be done to you by others that you hated. You need to look at those things, and you need to put in the work to heal yourself from those traumatic experiences, so that you don't create a generational curse for your children, so that you don't pass that on to your seed, because your seed doesn't deserve that. They deserve the best version of you. And until you tackle the trauma from your upbringing, you're not going to be able to offer that. And I'm telling you guys this, speaking from the perspective of a person who, I didn't know that. When I started having kids, I got pregnant when I was 16. I started having kids at 17. I didn't know that I was a broken person. I didn't know that if I didn't take the initiative to heal myself, my kids would be broken. That I would take it out on my children. I would take it out on my husband. Every relationship that I was in the future would be greatly affected by my brokenness. Nobody told me that, and I did not know. So every day, once I realized that, I've had to put in the work to heal myself of all of those wounds, so that I don't pass it on to my children. Is it hard? Hell yeah, it's really hard. But are my kids worth it? Absolutely. My kids are definitely worth it. Especially because I have 7 daughters. This world is built on patriarchy. Okay? Patriarchy, colonialism, racism. You know, my kids are at the bottom of the totem pole. If I don't feed love, health, joy, and peace into my children, who the hell will? That's my job. That's my responsibility. But guess what? You can't offer what you ain't got. If you don't heal yourself, how are you going to help your kids heal? How are you going to show them what to do if certain circumstances arise and they're heartbroken? You know, they feel less than. If you're not putting in the work in your own life to address the issues from your childhood, your kids are going to be effed up, whether you like it or not. And the cycle will continue, because they're going to grow up, they're going to have kids, and they're going to say, hey, you know, I could do all the messed up stuff that my mom did, whether it's subconscious or not. Shut up, Chris. They're gonna continue to perpetuate that same sick cycle. Okay? If you know when you were a kid, you would get your ass beat for not washing your hands before dinner, don't do that to your kids. Your kids don't deserve abuse. And I swear to God, it doesn't matter that the whole world sees parenting in one light. If you know better, you need to do better. You need to treat your kids how you want to be treated. Ain't no way in hell you gonna teach your kids to be loving, caring, independent adults when throughout the entire childhood you treat them like they the ugly stepchild. It don't work like that. You gotta lead by example. If you want to raise healthy, whole children, you need to be healthy and whole. And a lot of us have a lot of baggage. A lot of us have been hurt a crazy amount of times. And we stuff it down, and it never gets addressed. I love you too, Chris. You know you debate. It never gets addressed. And it shows up in our parenting. We end up with the same type of ideals that our parent had. Don't do this because I said so. In the real world, it don't work like that. I'm grown. I do whatever the hell I want. And can't nobody check me about it. So, if you're trying to raise caring, loving, whole human beings, and you want them to be able to transition into the real world one day, treating them differently at home and